All right, well, here I am. I'm in Las Vegas after a very long drive from Salt Lake City yesterday. Very excited to be here, and I'm with today with Joe Henderson, President and CEO of ECF Data,
Correct.
based here in Las Vegas. Joe, tell me a little bit about your company.
ECF Data is an IT consulting firm based in Las Vegas. We help companies understand, implement, and manage information technology in the most efficient way. We balance system consulting, engineering to provide a complete solution to our customers.
That's wonderful. Now, the company's been around since 2010. Is that right?
That's correct.
So Joe, you are an entrepreneur, and before we get into talking about your business a little bit more, I wanted to first talk about you as an entrepreneur. What is it, what is it that drives an entrepreneur, and what is it that you find satisfying about being an entrepreneur and running your own business?
I think initially it was just a way of being independent from corporate America while still working in corporate America.
Sure.
And I think over the years, you kind of go through as an entrepreneur, you kind of want to stay as a consultant. And then for me, probably about 2 years ago, I made a concerted change to say, hey, I don't really want to be a consultant. I really kind of want to grow the business. And then from that point, that's when you really start to get into being an entrepreneur, because then you have people that work for you, and you got to meet payroll on a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly basis. And so that's when you really start to get it. And for me, having that satisfaction to want to grow the business, that's kind of what gets me out of the bed every morning, to want to give the drive to work with organizations to provide solutions,
Right.
and to move companies along on their journey through IT.
That's wonderful. So that's great. And I think it takes a lot of entrepreneurial spirit to do well in IT, doesn't it?
It does,
Yeah.
definitely does, because technology is constantly changing and
Yeah.
constantly evolving. So you got to stay on top, and you have your people engaged and training them and getting them up in the latest technology.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So switching gears a bit, let's talk a bit about the market. One of the hot topics for customers is the move to the cloud, digital transformation. Now you're doing a lot of work in unified communications, so that's
Right.
really right in sort of that space with the cloud. What are customers telling you? How are they thinking about the cloud, and how are you driving some of the solutions that they need to take advantage of cloud technology?
Yeah, so most customers that we go into, they already have some sort of cloud footprint, particularly around the Microsoft stack, particularly to be more precise around Exchange Online. Most organizations go to that product initially to save on operational costs, and from a supportability standpoint, not having the resources or trained people in-house to manage that solution effectively.
Sure.
So we kind of start down that path, if they're not already there, of getting them to the cloud with Exchange Online.
Yeah.
And then most organizations at this point have some kind of IAM presence solution in place.
Yeah.
Generally link Skype for Business or way back to the OCS days.
Sure.
And so they're having to, if they're not going to deploy a complete UC solution, they definitely want to transition that to more of a cloud-based solution using Skype for Business Online.
Okay.
And so then we go down the path of that, and now Microsoft has introduced Teams to the fold. And so there's some decision points around that we have to address between the two products. But then that's kind of how we start walking them down the pathway of getting to the cloud on the UC side.
Right. Do you find that there are a lot of customers that they're sort of taking existing investments and moving them to the cloud, or do you have customers that are sort of born in the cloud and they're jumping right in, or they've already jumped in?
We've come across both.
Yeah.
We come across both. Some people are very hesitant about going to the cloud for some of their stacks. But like I said, what we see initially is the Exchange Online, and we see the Skype for Business, Teams, then SharePoint Online as well.
Right.
And so we have to, with most organizations that we deal with a lot of public sector, education, higher education. So we have to address some of the security concerns and some of the compliance concerns when moving to the clouds. But once we address those using our methodology and proving the way that we can deploy it, then we can move forward into the cloud and down that path.
Makes sense. So I wanted to ask, you're also a Dell partner, and I wanted to ask, how has Dell helped you in terms of helping to meet the needs of those customers? What are some of the things that we're doing well for you as a partner, and where are some of the areas we might be able to improve?
I think Dell has made a definite concerted effort to help partners in terms of providing resources, training, things along those lines to aid in partners to grow in the cloud and to try to transition from cloud, from on-prem to cloud, as well as providing some hybrid solutions and setting up those hybrid solutions and providing guidance around that. Where I think Dell and Microsoft, particularly for the Nevada region, this is strictly Nevada region, pertaining to Las Vegas and Reno areas, I think there probably needs to be more communication on the sales front between the local partners here in Vegas and Reno, or in Nevada, between Dell and Microsoft. I think from for this market, just this market in particular, not for some of the bigger regions, they tend to work with more of their national partners. And then the national partners end up calling the local partners to sub out. Where I think there probably should be a more communication and the sales cycle between the local partners and the Dell sales force to help develop the market. And I think we would see more traction in these markets because Nevada is a very, very unique region, unlike some of the other regions that I've worked in throughout the U.S.
Tell me a bit more about that. I'm interested, and actually as I've been traveling, I've noticed that there are these, state to state, there are these very different sort of dynamics. Talk about this market.
I think outside of the glitz and glamour of Las Vegas, everybody thinks it's just that 1 mile, and that's all there is in Vegas.
There's more, isn't there?
But to be honest, I've been in Vegas about 5 years, and Vegas is very small town living. Very, very close knit. Once you remove yourself from the strip, in these communities, everybody knows everybody. You see everybody at the market, everybody talks to everybody. And so it's a very hard market to crack. Because it's such local ties to everyone. And so from what I've seen from the larger organizations, not just Dell, not just Microsoft, they tend to say, oh no, we're not going to mess with Vegas because it's a hard market to crack. And it's not that, it's just that they tend to want to deal with the national partners to try to get it done, and those national partners don't have the resources or local ties to get the projects in place and get them done. So Vegas tends to kind of lag in terms of technology because of that penetration of wanting to deal with the nationals instead of trying to work with the local partners.
A lot of the partners that I've talked to for these podcasts, and these are local regional partners, they all emphasize the importance of local relationships. So I think it really is that local relationship, that local presence that helps you to
definitely.
Would you say that, and if I could extrapolate a little bit more, I mean, I think that local presence, those local relationships is sort of your secret sauce, isn't it, in terms of success and differentiating yourself?
Correct. Now, we definitely get the job done. We definitely have the capabilities to get it done and the capacity to get it done. But on top of that, it's the local relationships. And by far, it took me a few years to develop those relationships. As they say, I remember I was in with one CIO, and they was telling me Vegas is a very transient city. Right? Businesses are here today, gone tomorrow. He was like, call me in 2 years. If you're still around, then we'll do business with you. And so, to hold true, they start doing business with it on the public sector side because of that. And so, we've been here 5 years now, and we've seen a lot of traction because of that.
And you built the reputation.
Built the reputation as well.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, Joe, thank you so much for your perspective. I really appreciate it. Joe came in on a Saturday to do this podcast, so a true entrepreneur, always 24/7 working.
Definitely.
But again, appreciate your partnership and your perspectives.
Good deal. Thank you.